Nobody told you anything about life in them days. Everything was hush-hush. And if somebody was poorly, they didn't talk about it. But this particular day, my mum kept being sick. A nurse came to the house. It was a midwife, but to us it was a nurse. My mum said it's about time we told the children what's wrong. So she sat us all down. And the midwife came in with this big box. She said, I've got some good news for you. She says, you're going to have a brother or sister. And my little brother shouts up at the top of his voice, I knew it, there's a baby in that box, isn't there, Mum? When we passed the box, everybody had to creep past it not to eat the baby, and it was a good way for my mum to get some peas.
I was about 6, it was in the war, Second World War, not the first, and my father woke me up and he was wrapping his eider down around me. He carried me outside into the road, and there was this plane coming down in the sky, all on fire. It was whirling round and round and round, and all the neighbours, everybody, there was crowds of them out in the street. It looked to me, it looked like hundreds, cheering and clapping. I hate war, but it was war.
My uncle used to come and mend our shoes, and now I'm going back into the 40s now when people used to do this kind of thing. I was always into singing and music, and I was only about 6, and I was singing the Shoemaker's Serenade, but I was so shy that I sang it behind the sofa.
Don't know what the dog was thinking, but he got us laughing. Running up and downstairs like that. Steam locomotive. Up there, half an hour, maybe an hour. Comes down, sticks his nose in my face. Typical. Goes to my auntie's husband at the time, just he sat there and had hands up in the air. I had to look twice, only to find the dog had brought one of my auntie's underwear down.
If you live in a city area, there's a massive sense of freedom when you go to the seaside, because obviously you've got beach, sea, sky, space. I think the reason the project Kite was written was because of my personal experience with the group members at seaside resorts and how they behave. And quite often they do revert back to their childhood. And I've watched that. And I've also watched their reaction when these young people on the beach, perhaps flying a kite or making a sandcastle, how they reminisce a little bit about their own experiences. These kites that the Gorton Visual Arts Group members are making obviously are very personal because they contain imagery connected to personal stories. We won't be able to see them up there, but we know they're there. Such a simple object. A little bit of material and a couple of sticks and a big piece of string flying in the air. It's that sense of freedom. You're unshackled.